Okay, a couple of practice problems on commissions, and actually this is the type of question that they do ask on the exam, so it is worth being disciplined on these. So here's what's going on in this case. A licensee listed a property for 275. The buyer and seller agreed to a 280,000 sales price. In this case, remember, agents are typically paid off of the sale price, not the asking price. So 280 is our number. The listing broker offered 3% commission to the selling agent. Let me remind you that the word selling agent means the one that has the buyer in the car. So in other words, they're the ones who procured the sale, and they're going to get a 3% commission based on the sale price. Then, once it goes into their firm, how much will the selling agent receive with a 70-30 commission split with their firm? So it's a multi-step question, which the test does like. You just have to be disciplined in this. And so here's what it looks like. The house sold for 280, so commissions will be earned based on the $280,000 sale price. We know from the narrative that the listing agent is going to pay the agent working with the buyer 3% of the total sale price. So in this particular case, 280,000 times 3% is $8,400. Now that's awesome. That's how much the selling agent firm is receiving, but we don't know yet how much the actual selling agent is receiving because he's going to be subject to a 70% split. Now remember, the first number is going to be the agent split. So 70% of $8,400. My answer comes out to be $5,880. I'm going to check my answers to see if I find one that matches, and I see that number 2 does in fact match that. So the answer to this is number 2, $5,880. Okay, let's ramp it up a little bit just for fun to see what the test might want to do if they want to get a little bit creative on this. They could throw in a commercial scenario. And on these questions, you might ask, well, do they really pay like this in commercial? I don't know, but this is the way they ask the test question. So we're going to solve it that way because they want to set it up to be multiple steps. The seller agreed to pay 5% on the first 2 million, 3% on the second million, on the next 2 million, and 2% on the remainder. How much compensation does the listing broker earn? Well, again, in this case, you're just going to have to be disciplined because what it says on this $8,500,000 sale, on the first 2 million, the agent's going to receive 5%. Okay. So it looks like on the first 2 million, he's going to get paid $100,000. Simple enough. Problem is we still have some other millions to account for. On the second 2 million, by virtue of their agreement, the agent's going to receive 3%. Okay. So on that second million, they're going to get $60,000. 2 million times 3% is $60,000. And then on the remainder, they're going to get 2%. So two functions that you have to figure here. If they've paid you on 4 million out of 8.5 million, it would seem to me that there's 4,500,000 remaining. And of that number, your agreement says that you're going to receive 2%. So therefore, 2% of $4.5 million is going to be $90,000. Now all the money's been accounted for. You received 100,000 on the first 2 million, 60,000 on the second million, 90,000 on the rest. Let's add all those numbers together. I have that comes to $250,000. I look over at my answers, and fortunately, that is one. Number 3. Now, on that problem, again, don't question whether it's realistic or not. It's just the way that we're asking you to answer the test question so that we can turn it into a multi-step problem. Okay. So now you've seen some really good examples of what a commission question might look like on the exam.